Alright, we're going to start our brake test. So we're going to start our bus. See if the needles are already moving. If they're already moving, we're just going to let it go up to cut out because it has already cut in and there's already air going into the tanks. So they are moving, we're just going to let it go all the way to cut out. So there was our cutout noise. It cut out by 120, but we're also going to retest it. So now we're going to test our cut in. So press your pedal down once. That's taking air out of the tanks. See if your needles start moving. Let it sit for a second, well, a couple seconds. It's not moving, so we're going to press the brake pedal one more time, and then you want to note where your needles are and see if they start moving. So currently they're at 100. And they did start moving. So it cut in at 100 and it needs to cut in higher than 85. We're going to bring it back to cut out. So cut in means you're putting air into the tanks so your brakes work. Cut out means the air is going outside of the tanks. And there's our cut out. It cut out by 120. And it has to cut out before the needles hit 130. So now we're going to do our static test. So we're going to turn our ignition off and then on position, but do not start the bus. And then we're just going to sit here and time this for a minute. You can lose up to 2 psi, but if the needles move on this bus, then it's a fail. And this is just testing all of your components before you apply your park brake or before you apply your service brake, your brake pedal. And then you can only lose 2. So we're going to pretend that's a minute because I don't have a timer and my video thing won't work with my phone clock. So you can lose 2. If the needles move at all, it's a fail. So that's your static test. Then you're going to apply your brake pedal, push in your park brake, and then watch your gauge for another minute. You can lose up to 3. And then this is testing all of your brake components after you apply your park brake. So you can lose 3. If the needles move at all, it's a fail. So when you're done with your test, tell him the needles did not move, but you can lose 3. We're going to pretend that's a minute also. So then you reapply your park brake so you do not roll. And now you have one more test before you move your bus. So we're going to go to your tank drains, hit the 2 left ones. Wait for your low air warning to come on while you're watching your gauge. So it came on, I hold it for a couple seconds longer, then let go. The needles will settle a little. It came on at 70 and it has to come on higher than 60. And you have your low air warning. Sorry, my face is in there. And your buzzer, obviously. And then you restart your bus. Build your air pressure. You can high idle it. I like to bring it all the way to cutout again so you have enough air pressure to do your 3 brake stops. But you can move it after 100 psi. Perfect. So then there's your cutout again, and you would do your 3 rolling stops. So a soft stop, a hard stop, and then your park brake stop. And then you would be done with your brake test. You would go hit your child check after you turn your bus off and take your keys with you, and you would be done, and you would have passed.